In this video, we will discuss how to VLOOKUP in Google Sheets from a beginner's perspective. This is the first part of a three-part series on the uses of VLOOKUP function in Google Sheets. In the next two videos, we will discuss intermediate and advanced level examples, so be sure to watch them as well. You can find the links to those videos in the description. And if you're new to the channel, please consider supporting me by subscribing and turning on the notifications, because I'll be sharing a wide range of courses on this channel from beginner to advanced level that you will typically find in paid training sessions only. With that being said, let's get started with a basic VLOOKUP example in Google Sheets. So let's go over to our first example, which is a basic example, and discuss how to apply VLOOKUP formula in this case. Here we have a category under which we have 4 products, and in the next 4 columns we have the 4 quarters sale data for those 4 products, and in the final column we have the unit price for this category of products that we have here. And our task here is to look up the number of PCs that are sold in Q4, and then we want to look up the unit price to find the sales value for that particular product. Let's go down here, and in the unit sold, I will start typing the VLOOKUP formula, starting with the equal sign, and then I will write VLOOKUP. And as soon as I see this VLOOKUP down here, I will simply press tab button to bring up the formula arguments. And because this is a basic tutorial, I will also explain the basics just in case you are a beginner and you don't know about them. First of all, it's asking me to provide the search key, and our search key in this case is the PC. And remember that whenever we are talking about the search key, it could be a text value or it could be a number. Both values can be accepted in this argument. So actually it wants me to input the search key or the search terms that we want to look up in our main data set. In our case, our search key is PC, so in double quotes I will write PC here. And why I have written this in double quotes: whenever you're writing the formulas in Excel or Google Sheets, remember that the text values are always written in double quotes, and if you want to look up a number, that's always written without the double quotes. Now I will press the comma sign, and it's asking me to provide the range from which we want to retrieve this search key. In our case, our range is this table, so I will simply go to this data set and choose this range. And here one thing is very important. I want you to pay close attention to this. When selecting your range, make sure that the value you are looking up or the search key must always be in your first column. If this is not in the first column of your data set, the VLOOKUP formula will not work. And then I will press the F4 button to log this range, and then after putting the range I will put a comma sign, and now it's asking me to provide the index, which is the column number from where we want to retrieve our value. In our case, the column number is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The Q4 is in column number 4. Here again, one thing is very important. Remember that the column numbers are with reference to your range and not with reference to these A, B, C, D, E, F columns up there. For example, if your data set starts from Q1 and ends on this unit price, your column number will be 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of 5. So always remember this thing. In our case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The column number is 5, so I will just put 5 here, and then I'll press comma again, and now it's asking me whether it is sorted or not. Here it's actually asking me whether you want to look up the exact value or you want to find out a close match. So if we want to look up the exact match, we will write false here, otherwise we will write true, and then I'm going to press enter, and it will retrieve this 3568 value, which is exactly the same from our main data set, as you can also see it here. So that was a pretty basic example of a VLOOKUP formula. And now I'll go back to this formula and hit F2 to go into the edit mode of our formula. And here, instead of writing this PC manually, for example, we want to look up for tablets or phones or cameras, so we don't want to write manually each time. I will come here to the category, and here I will write PC, and then I will go back to my formula here again and carefully select this PC excluding the comma, then press backspace to delete it, and in this place I will just link this cell and then press enter again. The result is same. And now assume that we have like hundreds of columns up here, so we don't want to count every time 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because of course if there are hundreds of columns it will be very difficult. So we also want to automate this 5 number here, and in this place I will remove this 5, and here I will apply the match formula. This formula is also pretty much similar to the VLOOKUP formula, and first up it's asking me to provide the search key. In this case our search key is the Q4. So I will choose this cell here. I will write the Q4 here later on. Then I'm going to press comma sign. And again, it's asking me the range. Now this time, our range is not our main data set, because we want to look up this range in this first row or the second row. And also one thing is important here, that match looks up the values both horizontally and vertically, whereas the VLOOKUP formula only look up the values vertically. So in the range, I will choose just this range here and press F4, then press comma sign again and click here. Now it's asking me what's your search type, and this is also similar to the VLOOKUP formula, whether we want the close match or an exact match. In our case, we want the exact match, and so now we will write 0 here, and in the match formula, to find an exact match, we will use the 0. Then I am gonna close the brackets, and the rest of the formula is already done. So let's press enter, and actually it will give the error. Now I will simply write Q4 here, and it will bring the value from this main data set. Our next task is to find the unit price for the pieces from this particular data set. So now that we have gone through the basic example, I will actually accelerate the pace of this video so as not to waste your time. Now I will go to the unit price, and then I will apply the VLOOKUP formula here. And then similarly in the search key, we want to look up the price of PC, and press comma in the range. I will choose the same range, and then press comma, and in the index I will put the match function again. This time our search key is not the quarter, but instead the unit price. So I will choose this and then write a comma, and in the range I will again choose this range, F4 to freeze it. Then in the search type I will write 0 and then press a comma, press false again, then hit enter, and it will bring up this 356 from our main data set, which is the price of the PC that we want to look up. And if now I change the value from here, for example phones, you can see that it has changed the values and the price as well. And just like that, I can change the quarters here as well. So now that we have completed this part, we will simply multiply this with the unit price to find our sales value. So this part is done, and now let me show you another thing, just a little bit advanced. Instead of like writing here tablets and cameras each time, or changing here the quarters, we actually also want to automate this. So I will go to this cell, and up here I will go to the data, and then I will go to data validation, and here I will press add, and in the criteria I will select the drop down. First value I will write phones here, and then I will write tablets. Similarly I will put the other two values here, cameras, and then I'll click done. And now you can see that this has actually converted into a drop down. And now I don't want to write this again and again. I will simply click this drop down button to change these values, and the same thing we will do for the Q1, 2, 3 and 4. Go to the data validation, add a rule, and this time I'm using the drop down from a range instead of writing this manually. I will choose this range here and click OK, and then click OK. And now this has converted into a drop down as well. So that was pretty much everything about our basic level VLOOKUP function and its uses in Google Sheets. And now it's time to move on to part 2 of this video series, where we will discuss the uses of VLOOKUP in Google Sheets by going through a more complex intermediate level example. Video's link will be in the description, and it will also be appearing on your screen right now. Feel free to comment if you have any questions, and if you find it helpful, don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe for more valuable content. I will see you in the next video.